There is a hush to the Appalachian Mountains that makes people lower their guard the moment they step onto the trail. These ridges are ancient, older than the Rockies, older than the Alps, worn down over hundreds of millions of years into soft green shoulders instead of jagged peaks. You hike in shorts. You dip your feet in a clear creek. You never once wonder what might be resting 6 feet away in the leaves. That gentleness is an illusion. The Appalachians are one of the most biologically rich temperate forests left on Earth. A green so dense and so old, it can conceal almost anything. And it does. Some of what lives in these hills you'd expect. Some of it would stop you mid-step if you knew it was there. Today we're counting down 15 animals that call these mountains home, ranked not just by how dangerous they are, but by how well they've hidden from the picture most people carry of Appalachia. Before we climb into the list, if the idea of familiar mountains hiding unfamiliar things is your kind of rabbit hole, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It costs nothing, it genuinely helps this channel keep making videos like this one, and it means you won't miss the next one. Alright, let's get into it. Number 15. The Copperhead. We start with the snake most people have already walked past without knowing it. The copperhead ranges across nearly the entire Appalachian chain, and it causes more venomous bites than any other snake in the eastern US, while rarely killing anyone, which is exactly why nobody watches for it. Its coppery, hourglass pattern vanishes into dry leaves so completely that hikers can stand a foot away and see nothing but forest floor. It won't rattle, it won't flee, it waits, trusting its camouflage completely, and most of the time, that trust pays off. Number 14. The Black Widow. Somewhere in that woodpile you're about to grab logs from, there may be a spider carrying venom many times more potent than a rattlesnake's, drop for drop. Both the northern and southern black widow live throughout Appalachia, tucked into sheds, porch corners, and stacked firewood. She's shy, not aggressive, but a serious bite brings days of muscle cramps and pain. She's always been there. You just never looked closely enough. Number 13. The Snapping Turtle. Nobody thinks of the swimming hole as having a predator in it, but the common snapping turtle lives in nearly every slow creek and farm pond across these mountains, and a mature one is genuinely powerful. A shell like a serving platter, a neck that strikes faster than the eye can follow, jaws that close with real force. In water, it wants nothing to do with you. On land, cornered, it's a different story. Number 12. The Eastern Coyote. Everyone knows coyotes live here. Few know what they actually are. When wolves were wiped out of the east, the coyotes that moved into the empty territory interbred with the last remaining wolves along the way. The result is an animal noticeably bigger than the desert coyote out west, some pushing 45 to 50 pounds, working the field edges and greenways at the border of mountain towns, mostly unseen. Number 11. The Timber Rattlesnake. This is the snake these mountains truly belong to. Timber rattlers range the length of Appalachia, and a large adult carries more than enough venom to be lethal. What makes it more dangerous than you'd expect is its patience. It often won't rattle at all, holding its coil and trusting its cover, letting hikers step within inches again and again. It owes you no warning. Number 10. Yellow Jackets and Hornets. Here's a fact that surprises almost everyone. Stinging insects kill more people in the US every year than snakes, bears, and spiders combined. Ground-nesting yellow jackets build colonies in old rodent burrows, invisible until a footstep tears the entrance open, and then dozens of stingers fill the air at once, each one able to strike repeatedly. For the small percentage of people with a severe allergy, a single sting far from help can turn deadly in minutes. Number 9. The Brown Recluse. In the southern reaches of Appalachia, eastern Tennessee, North Georgia, Alabama, this small, plain spider genuinely lives up to its reputation. Its venom doesn't attack nerves like a widow's. It destroys tissue, sometimes leaving a slow, ulcerating wound that takes months to heal. But its true legend outruns the real animal. People across the entire region blame bites on a spider that, in most of those counties, doesn't even live there. Number 8. The bobcat. We're at the halfway mark, and if you're still here, you're clearly someone who wants to know what really shares this land with us. So if you haven't yet, now's a good time to hit that subscribe button, because the second half only gets stranger. With wolves and cougars long gone from these mountains, the bobcat has quietly become one of Appalachia's true apex predators, and almost no one ever sees one. It hunts at dawn and dusk, keeps to cover, and vanishes before you register the shape. And if you think that's strange, stay with me, because the next 7 are where this list stops being about things you might expect and starts being about animals that genuinely should not be in these mountains at all. One of them was reintroduced by trading wild turkeys for it. One of them is a western bird nobody believes lives here. And the very last one on this list isn't a predator at all. It might already be on you right now. Let's keep going. Number 7. The raccoon. The scariest thing about a raccoon isn't its teeth. It's what it can carry. Raccoons are the primary wildlife reservoir for rabies across the eastern United States, and Appalachia sits right in that zone. A rabid raccoon doesn't always foam and stagger. Sometimes it just loses its fear, wanders in daylight, approaches people. Once symptoms begin, rabies is almost always fatal, which is why every unprovoked bite is treated as an emergency. Number 6. The black bear. Everyone knows bears live here. What stuns people is the density. The Great Smoky Mountains hold an estimated 1,500 to 1,900 black bears, roughly 2 per square mile, one of the densest populations in the country, from town streets to mountaintop. A large male can weigh over 250 pounds, outrun you easily, and climb better than you ever will. Attacks are rare, until a bear loses its fear of people around food, and then the math changes fast. Number 5. The fisher. Now things start to genuinely surprise. The fisher is a dark, muscular member of the weasel family, about the size of a small dog, and one of the few predators on the planet that regularly kills and eats porcupines. Trapped nearly to extinction in Appalachia by the mid-1900s, it was reintroduced in West Virginia in 1969 and has since spread into Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, a ferocious predator, back in these hills that almost nobody knows is there. Number 4. The golden eagle. Picture a golden eagle, and you probably picture the open American West, not a fog-choked Appalachian hollow in January. Yet a small, secretive population winters right along this mountain spine every year, so deeply hidden in remote high-elevation forest that biologists mostly track them with motion-triggered cameras. A bird capable of taking a fox or a fawn has been passing silently overhead the entire time. Number 3. The elk. For a century and a half, the bugle of a bull elk vanished from these mountains entirely, hunted out by the mid-1800s. Then in 2001, wildlife biologists reintroduced elk into the Great Smoky Mountains, and the herd took hold, since spreading into the thousands across the wider region. A bull elk can stand taller than a man at the shoulder and weigh 700 pounds, and during the fall rut, it will charge anything it perceives as a threat, photographers included. Number 2. The European wild boar. This is one of the strangest stories in these mountains. In 1912, a private hunting preserve imported European wild boar for sport. The enclosure failed, the boar escaped into the wilderness, and their descendants, now hybridized with feral domestic pigs, still roam the Smokies over a century later, nocturnal, aggressive when cornered, and capable of covering 20 miles in a single night while tearing up entire hillsides of rare, irreplaceable plant life. Number 1. The tick. And the single most dangerous creature in the Appalachian Mountains is one you will almost never see, can't feel arrive, and may already be carrying. By any measure that matters to human health, nothing else on this list comes close. The black-legged tick spreads Lyme disease, whose range keeps expanding deeper into these mountains every year. The Lone Star tick carries Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and stranger still, its bite can trigger alpha-gal syndrome, a sudden and sometimes permanent allergy to red meat, now affecting hundreds of thousands of Americans. No fangs, no warning. Just a passenger the size of a poppy seed that climbs aboard from a blade of grass and quietly changes your life weeks later. So here's what this list is really about. not fear. These are some of the most beautiful mountains on the continent, and they're worth every mile of trail. It's about the gap between how gentle they look and how much they actually hold. The copperhead is still resting in the leaf litter. The boar is still moving through the dark on the far ridge. And somewhere over a fog-filled hollow this winter, an eagle everyone assumes belongs 2,000 miles west is riding the wind above a forest that's been hiding it all along, waiting, the way these mountains have waited since long before anyone was here to call them tame. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for the next one.